Battlefield of Eternity! Map number 1 in the semi-final here at the 5th qualifier for the X-Cup Fall. Team against the charming Tomcats. Best of 3 series, and yeah, we have Quatnix subbing in today for the blue team. Apparently Dino is nursing a hangover, allegedly. That's at least what some of the teammates were saying, so I have no idea if they're taking the piss or if he's actually hungover. But apparently he didn't show up, so they replaced him with Quatnix today, who has already been memeing not only in Twitch but also in the game lobby quite a lot. And apparently he's jealous of my facial hair, was making fun of it, and I think the only reason why he makes fun of it is because he can't grow any. Now, he's obviously very active now in sports. He's playing paddle tennis, and a lot, to my knowledge, that is actually a duo sport. And him and his duo partner are, as far as I know, in the top 10 in Sweden. So he's doing pretty well, has a lot of boot camps, some of them even in Spain. I'm slightly salty because he never really visited me, but apparently all of those boot camps are a little bit farther south and he rarely comes into the area around Valencia. As it is, though, we have him now in the game, so that's kind of cool. And he's subbing in for them. There's actually a lot of stuff that happened in this qualifier already. Now, one of the things that happened is that we apparently have a bit of a merger between Chili Mountain and the Donuts, because there's a new team that combines players from both called the Chili Donuts. And I followed up on that a bit. Some of the players of the Donuts are recently apparently MIA, and they can't be bothered to play, or they are busy or whatnot. So that's the reason why the Donuts haven't been participating in the 2 last qualifiers. And Chili Mountain obviously took a bit of a blow when Smexy and Whoopi left them and moved over to the new team around Breeze and Mena. And since then, the 2 teams just simply merged, so now we have Chili Donuts, and I am very happy about the team name too, because it pretty much tells you everything you need to know. Chili Donuts? Wait a second. Is that Chili Mountain and the Donuts? Yes, that's what I thought. So as much as I usually hate on or make fun of the names that a lot of the European teams give themselves, I am pretty happy with this one, because yeah, it lets you know everything that you need to know. Anyways, Teamwork comes in here as the favorite, of course. The team is known to meme a bit. I'm not sure if that's already also gonna be true today, but they're going in the semi-final now up against the charming Tomcats, and our team in red is trying to head into the playoffs, obviously. They've been very consistently playing in the qualifiers, slowly getting a couple of points together, and if today here in the semi-final they can make it and move on to the grand final, that would of course be the dream, but even just hitting a good position in the 3rd place decider would help them to establish their presence in the top 10. Now, talking about the top 10, one of the teams that is fairly high up in the standings, that lost in the 1st round, is the Hardos. Yes, you heard right, the Hardos lost. They lost to the MC Academy, and that name should ring a bell. We covered them a couple of times, and especially towards the end of the X-Cup summer qualifiers, they participated in 1 or 2 of the qualifiers and did extremely well there. And a lot of people watching commentated back then and said, hey, it would have been amazing if they could have contributed and played the entire season, because these guys are good enough to easily make it into the top 10 and maybe cause some upsets. And now here in the X-Cup Fall qualifiers, they actually participated and they caused the first upset. Granted, it was a best-of-1 series where they won, but still, they kicked the Hardos out of the tournament and are now en route to participate, maybe even in the semi-final, and have a bit of a showing there. Either way, new blood is coming in, more new teams are forming, and it's going to be epic to see how they're going to perform here. But of course, with Team, we have a very stable team that has now participated in a lot of tournaments, not only the X-Cup Summer and the X-Cup Fall. We've seen them in Meta Madness and so many other tournaments too, and they have been consistently a force to be reckoned with. So we're going to find out today what they can pull off here. In regards to the draft, we have Li Ming, Stukov and Vala locked in very early. So Quack is playing his Vala. We were already joking earlier that he should play exclusively Falstad and Greymane to justify the meme a bit during the HTC times. Back then, a lot of the criticism that he received was that he can only play those 2 heroes, which was a bit ridiculous, but at the same time, they were his favorite heroes. They most of the time made it through the draft, and so they were able to get them. But there is one other team that plays Greymane, and those are the Tomcats. Varian, Greymane, and the Sylvanas behind it, together with Brightwing. So Varian Taunt, followed up by Brightwing and the Polymorph. And then Greymane and Sylvanas can try and take the target down. Heimirth on the side lane. Would be great if they could maybe add an additional stun to the mix. Blaze would have been an option, but gets picked away from Max Passion here in Battlefield. And we get Tyrael for Masquerade. So the double layer of defense with Sanctification and Bunker. Unless Masquerade decides that it's time to go into Judgment here. Quacknix with follow-up. Stukov, of course, can also capitalize on every stun that he gets with a Lurking Arm. But the final pick on map number 1 by Heimerth for the charming Tomcats as we are heading into our first semifinal of the day is Valeera. Okay. Valeera for the side lane apparently, guys. This is going to be interesting. Battlefield of Eternity and the Tomcats went for a lot of aggression with this pick. We're seeing Valeera picked a little bit more recently. We saw her in the NA tournament once. Now we're seeing her here in the qualifier. It's definitely intriguing. So, game number 1, Battlefield of Eternity. Game number 1, Battlefield of Eternity. On the left side, Team going up against the Team Warcraft. Left side of the map in blue, we have Ultralisk on Liming, Masquerade on Tyrael, Banana H is playing Stukov, we have Quacknix on Vala, and Max Passion is playing Blaze. On the right side of the map, Gamer Boy with Brightwing. We got Arion on Sylvanas, the Dark Wolf on Varian. And what a missed opportunity. Why is the Dark Wolf not playing Greymane? I mean, that is just such an oversight. Shadow instead is playing Greymane. He could have played Valeera. It's Heimerth on the Assassin. But with that, let's get going. No crippling poison here. We got the combat readiness. And a quick charge straight for Tyrael. So already the attempt at a bit of action in the middle of the map. Vala is going for her traditional build with an arrow on Battlefield of Eternity. So Quack has definitely not lost a step there. Down to the bottom of the map we have Brightwing all alone on lane 4 now. But okay, let's have a look at what Team Wah is able to pull off here. Bot lane is our 4 versus 4, and as expected, Valeera is the one sitting at the top lane, very much so alone against Blaze. We're gonna keep an eye on her later. With Valeera, you're obviously looking for kills, so if the Dark Wolf can make an engage with a good taunt, then Valeera can move in and finish the job together with Greymane and Sylvanas. Brightwing will try and add additional CC, but the pressure down here is already pretty strong. Yeah, they're trying to get a kill, but they won't be able to do anything in that choke point. Look at Banana H. Stukov is just sitting in front of the gate and is dropping that Lurking Arm, and they take the tower down, they take the gate down, and that is such an aggressive start from the blue team into this game. So, yes, nicely done. And boy, that is getting real difficult to hold. The Tomcats, they have 2 heroes at the top now, which means that at the bottom of the map there's only 3 defending, and you can see how that's going. Not well, let's put it like this. They just don't stand a chance here. They're lacking the wave clear. I mean, what are Varian and Brightwing gonna do? So Valeera is now moving down. Sylvana switched this a little bit, and they're trying to go for a kill, but there's still no level 4 for Varian, so he can't use taunt. And they are eating damage. The entire wall is gone, the fountain has been destroyed, and even Sylvanas is now at the bottom of the map. So they're 5 manning the bot lane. Blaze at the top is just looking at this. He's like, okay. I guess I'll push that through, get some damage on that wall, and take the camp. Don't mind me. Coming through. There's the first kill, first blood on Greymane. They get the easy kill there. Repeating arrow on level 4 now, plus the Triumvirate. But what a start into game number 1 by Team Wah. Poke against the fort. That thing is... guys, they're gonna take it. They're just gonna take the fort now. The charming Tomcats. They need to stop being so charming. They need to show some claws here. Claws and teeth, baby. You need to fight back into this. This is not the way that you're supposed to play. They don't roll over and ask to... I mean... They just lost the fort. Guys, again, they lost the fort before the 3-minute mark, before the first objective. They can't just simply roll over and ask to be petted or something like that. I mean, what? Yeah, with level 4 in their hands, they need to go for these kills now. Varian might try to go for the taunts here, but Tyrael is not the one to target this early. So here come the stuns. Halftime show is already won. We are likely going to witness a bit of a beatdown here. I mean, holy macaroni. This is ruthless what the blue team is currently doing. yeah, they are nearly speedrunning this. Greymane is soloing top side against Max Passion, so he's at least getting damage in on the gates. Experience disadvantage isn't really all that bad, but it's the structural position that worries me more than anything else. So they go for Tyrael this time. They have the CC there. Varian with the taunts. Dark Wolf gets followed, and Quacknix is adding more stacks together as they finish the Immortal. 50% hit points left. That's going to be a nice shield for it, and of course it's transitioning top side where the blue team is already setting up position at the wall that has previously been damaged by Blaze. Fantastic opening for Team WA. Now, we are not on level 10 yet, this game is not over, but they are getting such a big lead that it will be tricky for the Tomcats to bring this back. Side lane open up, or a side gate, and therefore they have now perfect opportunity to push through, have full vision, had for a while. This is just a disaster. The Tomcats don't have level 7. They can't defend here. So they are about to lose another fort if this continues. It's a 5 versus 4 as well. Max Passion is coming in and is already dropping the oil, slowing them down a bit, and they zone them away. Yeah, spray game is on point, but now the second fort is eliminated. And that is crazy, just absolutely crazy. This is all happening with a single kill, I might add. 1 kill. Yeah, they're trying for number 2 now, of course. Stukov gets attacked, and instead it's Valera that dies. So we have 2 kills to 0. And they go for number 3. Brightwing gets dropped. Ultralisk is sitting currently at 14,000 damage. Nice! Good angle on the backside of the gate. It's Vala with the 15,000 that is taking the cake though. And they are sieging up at the top. It's an entire level lead that they've established. And structurally they're of course so far ahead that it's incredibly scary. Oh boy. Yeah, they take everything down, sidewalls included, just making sure that there's no vision for the Tomcats. And what I expected to be at least a very aggressive attempt at dominating the game through kills has so far been a bit of a disaster for the charming Tomcats. They obviously came here with the idea to be aggressive. If you're drafting Varian, Greymane and Valera, you want to be aggressive, you're looking for kills. But they neglected the wave clear at the bot lane, and that very quickly resulted in a fort being taken down. But here's the attempt to finally go for a kill, and they get it. That's the thought process behind it. Try and make the approach with Varian, go for the taunt, and then drop all the damage. Get the Valera follow-up in and rip them apart with Greymane. So now that Blaze is down, they made a step into the right direction, but they need so many more of those kills. Now, possible that they can pull those off. Right now we got already our Sanctification in, we got the bunker, the level 10 abilities don't make the tasks of the Tomcats any easier. There's the taunt. Varian is coming straight through. Sanctification, and there it is, the kill against Sylvanas, and the rest of the team is already rushing away here. Another quick engage from Varian in an attempt to save Valera. That didn't work. He gets flattened too. Vala with another kill. 14 stacks for Quacknix right now. And as the top lane gets defended by Greymane and by Brightwing, we get the Immortal down to 50 HP. Team WA, they claim an easy halftime show victory. And now they're going to try for the 100% on the shield. Tough game. Very tough game for the Tomcats. So far, they didn't really make any real progress here. This is really difficult for them. And off we go. There's the hit. 100% shield is definitely taken now. And that bot lane is in trouble. And we're only 8 minutes in. We're only 8 minutes into the game. Damage output 20,000. Liming is slowly taking over. Quacknix with Vala is still close, but Greymane, Valera, nowhere to be seen really. And Valera has less damage than Varian at this point. Less damage than Varian. They're trying though. Nice ult from Vala. Stop them cold here on the engage. Gamer Boy is in real trouble and dies first in the fight. And now the Dark Wolf gets attacked too. Try to go for the B-step here. Jet Propulsion connecting with Valera. She's dead as well. Greymane is just trying to run away. Same is also true for Sylvanas. Ultralisk was double checking but couldn't find her. They are moving through the bot lane, and that is going to be an easy kill. They're going through that bot lane like hot butter through cheese. Easy annihilation on the keep here. And now, of course, the core is next on the agenda, and they might just be able to take it. They have the talent advantage over the Tomcats, and they also have now a 3-level lead in total, which gives them a stats advantage that is also pretty significant. So right now, with 9 kills to 1, they are working on the shield. It's gone. They're taking Valera out again. That draft just didn't work whatsoever for the Tomcats, and they are losing this in record time. Under 10 minutes for game number 1. The speedrun is there. Team with a lead in the semi-final at the 5th qualifier for the X Cup Fall. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Game number 2. After the speedrun that we just witnessed on Battlefield of Eternity, we're now heading into Infernal Shrines, and the Tomcats, yeah, they suffered on the first map. I don't know what else to say. They definitely had some trouble there. Now Cats have 9 lives. They lost one of them. And now they have to somehow bring this back, and this is not going to be easy even a little bit unless Team is memeing again. And we've seen that a few times in the past, and we've seen it backfire several of those times. But with Quacknix on their side, he's probably going to try and play this a bit more, you know, more ambitious. The thing is, you can meme so much, right? But at some point, if you're a competitive gamer, losing isn't fun. So if you're saying like, haha guys, we're gonna go for a couple of role swap and we pick some off-meta heroes, that's all funny and good. But once that you start losing, most competitive players still are like, alright guys, let's get back to playing serious and make sure that we just decide the series in our favor. I don't really expect them to meme too much here. They already lost one of the tournaments because of that and struggled in a second. At some point, you gotta go back to the basics and ensure that you have a good position within the standings. Because this is what all of this is about, right? You want to get points by performing well in the qualifiers so that you have a position in the leaderboard that allows you to participate in the X Cup Fall playoffs. And not only that, but you need a good position within those playoffs too, so that you have a good seeding position and don't go off against one of the top teams immediately in the first round. Now, we got bans on Medivh. And as we are on Infernal Shrines, also more importantly, the ban on Junkrat plus also Stukov. So there's a couple of supports that you can immediately from the get-go take here. We've seen a lot of Anduin. You can go Deckard Cain, Malfurion of course up as well. Brightwing in the European meta, still stable no matter where you play. But we start things off with the Sylvanas pick. Okay, so Sylvanas gets taken once again. And how is the blue team responding now? Could be a map for Ultralisk's Maiev, so he could put that into play eventually. We have, of course, also Leoric up, which can be claimed here. Blaze still very good on the map too. Interested to see what Falstad, sorry, if Quacknix is going to play. I'm already leaning towards Falstad, but Vala would be another very good pick for him. Played it on the last map already, and a multi-shot build here goes a long way towards dealing damage on the objective. And, of course, on top of that also, against the opponents. And Masquerade is playing Diablo, and his Diablo is just absolutely terrifying. Second only to Breeze, I'd say. But he can absolutely murder an opponent's team. And they are picking Kerrigan, so they want to be aggressive with this again. I mean, I like the way that they are thinking about the game, right? So they're coming into these matches and they're saying, guys, we're going to be aggressive here. We're going to try to bring the pain. They picked the Valera. They're going for Kerrigan or Nubarak now. But if they get stopped so early that they can never build momentum with that composition, then it just doesn't really work. Now, they have, of course, the problem that they go up against one of the best teams in Europe at this point, if not the best team, sub or no sub. But breaking through the coordination that is team is gonna be very difficult. But if they can, of course, set it up with an early kill in a team fight, you can snowball it from there. But they need to really drive the engage, find a good opening. Maybe if someone steps out of position, start with the Nubarak, start with Kerrigan, get a stun combo set up, and then follow up with the damage, blast the target away. Then they have a chance to roll them in the team fight, go for the objective, and pull ahead. Especially when you have Sylvanas in your lineup. Once you win a team fight, she's the one to get you through the structures. Now, Blaze gets banned, so does Leoric, which means that in total 3 side laners have now been eliminated. But there it is, Ultralisk and his Maiev. Mentioned it earlier, and with all of the side laners banned out, Max Passion is going for the Panda. It is Chen, Zarya and Whitemane on the other end. Okay. Anubarak, Zarya, Kerrigan, Whitemane. Kerrigan, if they can keep her alive, fair enough. Gonna be a bit tricky though. Quacknix on Vala again. As I said before, Vala is amazing here for him. Already played her on Battlefield, so why not play her on Infernal, where she's also fantastic, just with a different build. But yeah, interesting picks from the charming Tomcats. Guys, we're gonna figure out if it works for them. So let's see if they can keep Kerrigan alive and drive the fights. Infernal Shrines, map number 2 in the semi-final of the 5th qualifier for the X-Cup Fall. Let's go. Game number 2, Team Wah against the charming Tomcats. Yeah, we got in our second game here on Infernal Shrines. Ultralisk on Maiev, Max Passion on Chen, Masquerade on Diablo, Quacknix as assumed with a multi-shot build, Fire Drill on level 1, plays Vala, and Banana Age with a Brightwing. Right side of the map, the Tomcats trying to go for more sustain this time. Gamer Boy with Whitemane, we got Hymeth on Zarya with level 1 straight into Feel the Heat. We have Arion on Sylvanas, Shadow on Kerrigan, and the Dark Wolf on Anubarak. Okay, stage is set for map number 2. Team Wah is obviously interested to move on to the grand final without losing a map and being forced into the third game. But let's see. At this point, we have bottom of the map Sylvanas. So they're not even trying to sneak one of the towers here by being a bit cheesy and moving to the side lane with 3-4 heroes to go for one of the towers. Having Sylvanas taking the lead together with the Anubarak and turning those down. So, yeah. No brawl in the mid lane either. A little bit of a poke from Hymeth as he's trying to figure out where exactly everybody is positioned. And in comes the attack. Yeah, they go for Hymeth here. And Quacknix is getting a decent amount of damage on the Zarya. Dodges out on the Kerrigan combo. Is able to wall away from it. And now they're still battling it out here. But good start for Quack. It's another stack as he drops the multi-shot and burns the wave away. With them already getting rid of the minion wave, they can now, after all that wave clear, focus more on the objective for the early game, which is, of course, to take those camps. There's 3 in total at the bot lane that you want to take. And then you can go for the real map objective once that the shrine is announced and starts up. But each team has now taken one of their camps. So the third one is still up for grabs and will likely be fought over at some point. But yep, there's Anubarak diving in, follow-up stuns, they go for Diablo, but that's not going to be enough, and a good wall stun. Shield or no shield, that one was nice by Masquerade. Obviously it doesn't really threaten Anubarak too much just yet, but that could change. Team wanted to follow up on this too, and they go for camp number 3. So they're trying to take an advantage already. And there it is. Camp is claimed, Anubarak's still sitting at the side, gets another stun through. Masquerade couldn't care less. He doesn't even attack Anubarak, he just walks past him. It's just like, yeah, dude, I don't care. I'm gonna go mid lane. If you wanna come, come. But I couldn't be bothered anymore. This is not, nah, I'm not gonna fight this out with you with just 2 tanks, which are just gonna sit there going for a staring contest. Dark Wolf looking for engages, but of course they are by now fully aware where exactly Anubarak is. Max Passion up at the top now has to deal with not only Sylvanas but also Kerrigan. Has so far not fallen for it, but that means that at the bottom of the map we have a 4 versus 3. Shrine has been activated, or is about to. Has been announced at least. And they're still pressuring the bot lane. And Anubarak is just trying to dive. But no matter where he comes from, no matter how much time they have to react to his movements, he seems to never get that stun, because you have either Vala vaulting away, Brightwing moving out, or in this case, Maiev moving out with the Vault of the Warden. So, a level 4 talent with the Arsenal. And they take the very, very quick lead on the objective. Bam! Here's the 10. Easy 10 points towards the objective already. They took the top camp though, but it doesn't seem like they're interested in getting the first objective. Instead, they're moving towards the top lane. And that's a play that you can, of course, make. You don't go for objective number 1. Happens to be pretty successful, or, well, useful at times with objective number 2 too. They're going to the top lane, they're using Sylvanas, and the whole idea is take as many structures down as you can, don't go for the objective, and just make sure that you do enough structural damage so that after you defend against the Punisher, it's roughly an even game. That's the thought process behind it. And we're going to figure out now if that works for them. Because they were able to take the entire gate down. And now they rotate, as you can see in the minimap, down to the bottom of the map. This is still a frozen Punisher, and those hurt a lot. But as you can see, that tower is going to fall. Vala still baiting a little bit, I suppose. But this is even more damage on the fort. So they get the upper hand. Team is going to have a slight lead after all of this. And here comes the approach from Masquerade. They're going straight for the Dark Wolf here. Ultralist needs some assistance and gets it. Connects the tether with Zarya. Moves her in, and Anubarak misses the stun again. Chen isn't here, by the way. He's just now moving in. Anubarak went for a full-on dive build with the level 4 and the level 7 talent. But, yep, Chen is already here. In the middle now. Just rotating between the lanes. Waiting for level 10. We don't have a single kill yet. Not one kill in the game. Both of the teams just playing it a lot slower now. But the camp gets attacked, and this might be the first focus point that we are really seeing contested. And just as I say it, the red team decides that they're going to fall away and not make a move. So with a bit of vision granted, they could have maybe even snuck that fountain in. You grant some vision to those Khazras, and they're going to attack the fountain and drop it. But that didn't happen. So, yeah, right now we have, again, the attack. Harrigan with a very quick combo towards the camp. Both of them have been claimed. At the bottom of the map, the minion wave is doing damage to the structures and is about to take a few more hit points off that fort. Sylvanas is attempting to do the same thing up at the top, and nobody's helping out with that. Instead, we have Anubarak dying in the middle as the fight continues, and Quacknix is hoping to get more damage in against Harrigan, but Hymir the Zarya drops the shield and ensures that that doesn't happen. But they are still pushing, and they have a wave plus also the camp. So there's a lot of damage they can do here. Whereas topside Sylvanas is on the run. Chen was trying to hunt her down here and did some severe damage, but not enough to really kill her. Level 10 abilities are ready. That gives us also Tomcat plays. Plus this time, no disc. Even with the disc being buffed in the last patch and now also proccing a silence at the end of the duration. We have the cage by my F, and here's the Tomcat play. Alright, cage is in. Anubarak, Zarya. There's the barbecue. Whiteman is already dead. Hymir gets the shield and will still likely fall. Yes, Maiev moves in with Vala, and the two of them tag team Zarya and take her down. The fort in the mid lane is now gone. 3 kills to 0. An entire level lead, and Chen slowly moving topside to deal with the XP again. The rest of the blue team very comfortably sitting in the middle and taking a few more towers down. Prepping that lane for the next push. I mean, which is bound to happen eventually, but could also come with the next objective, because that one spawns in the middle of the map. So next objective is going to be a mid lane Punisher, and theoretically at least, that could go straight for keep. Yeah, definitely possible. But alright, either way, they're trying to be aggressive now. And that honestly is the right decision. In this case, you want to be aggressive. You want to force fights before the next talent advantage, and they're doing the best they can. Camp is about to be stolen away. Yep, the Dark Wolf got it, and they might even get some kills. Whitemane popping her ult. Everybody is trying to scramble away as the red team controls the choke points, and that was a very good steal by them. They moved in, nearly got a kill, at least took the camp, and now have the early drop on the point. And therefore, they get the shrine advantage. They have 8 more stacks than the opponent as it stands. Still, they haven't gotten a kill in the game yet, so they need to remedy that fact. But instead, the RNG! Gamer boy alive, but Hymir gets stunned into a wall. And that is the end of Zarya, and maybe even the end of that team fight for the Tomcats. Anubarak is dead, 5 kills to 0 now. And once again, the Punisher and the Shrine go to Team Wah. 27,000 damage for Vala. 14,000 for Zarya. Yeah, they are building up that momentum again that we've seen in game number 1. They want to go to the grand final, and they're getting closer and closer to locking in that Punisher. There's still a fort in the middle and up at the top. Down here, Kerrigan gets caught by 3, and she just doesn't stand a chance. So that is a staggered death against the blue team. Just as they get one hero back, another one dies. So they're consistently with only 4 on the map and cannot take any fights since they're completely outnumbered. But here comes the Punisher. This time we're talking Arcane Punisher. And the team is still doing work on the Shaman camp, so they are delaying all of this by a lot. Having the Shaman camp is nice, but if you are losing your entire wall as you are taking it, it might not be worth it. The bait over the wall is there. They opened the side wall up, and now they can try and capitalize and follow up on any stun jump that we see from the Punisher in the mid lane. Level 30 talents are of course ready. They're still 2 levels ahead here, and the fort is going down 10 minutes, 9 minutes into the game. Yep, tough times. Tough times to be a Tomcats fan. A kill or two would really, really help them. They haven't gotten one. Not one. So down at the bottom of the map, Right Wing continued to take apart the fort. As you can see here, they're looking at the camp, but they are really more hesitant now. Vala isn't here, Chen isn't here. So they're just scouting out what's going on and let everybody else know what's happening. Chen won't be able to rotate down anytime soon, but with the Nubarak moving away from the bottom and Ultralisk spotting that, they can make that play now. That's exactly what happens. A Nubarak is slowly coming in, but they're still fighting. And as long as they can do damage before a Nubarak is here, they might have a chance. But there's the engage. Brightwing jumps out, and Diablo is in a bit of trouble. But the cocoon of Maiev. Nice. Against Maiev. Ultralis was the one to drop the cage, but then a Nubarak came in, dropped the cocoon, and they could take the camp. So they can't get kills, but at least they take the camps. It's kind of fascinating, honestly. They got multiple fights now where they forced the blue team to retreat, but there is not a single kill yet in their hands. On the one hand, that might be a problem with communication and proper targeting. On the other hand, for Team Wah, it's great because they are able to keep everybody alive. And oftentimes you can see heroes come in, shift their target, try to assist someone else. Diablo going for a good stun against someone that is trying to attack the backline. And whenever Kerrigan is diving deep, everybody is ready to either isolate her, put pressure on her, or just cut her support off completely to make it much harder for her to sustain herself by, through jumping through the backline. But yeah, top side with level 16 now finally reached. We have the 2-level advantage, and Banana H is pushing the lane out. Very passive stance now from the Tomcats. They're super passive at this point. So with level 16, we got amongst other things the Critterize. We've also got the Flying Leap. Arian is moving in slowly. And let's see. Brightwing. Brightwing has been at this top lane for the last 3 minutes or so and is just taking one structure out after another. The wall is nearly gone here. And yeah, it's kind of funny. So here we go. They're starting to make the plays. Down at the bottom, they're slowly starting to move in for this one now. And, well, let's see. Can they maybe now go for an objective? Because with level 16 against them, it's just so difficult to engage into a fight. And if they're losing heroes like this, it would be even worse. But even a Lightning Breath cannot guarantee the kill for them. The keep in the middle is, of course, gone, so that's a big problem. But again, Anubarak made it out, and they still have a chance to fight, so that's the big deal here. It's kind of crazy, though. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, the Tomcats. I said it before, they're just too charming. You need the aggressive Tomcats. Where are the dangerous Tomcats? The fierce Tomcats. The ruthless Tomcats. You know, where are those guys? Charming? That's the last thing that you need in a competitive game. You don't want to be charming. You can be charming before and after the game. You need to be ruthless during the game. Merciless. Here's the epicenter at least. And we also get the gain train. You need to turn the gain train into the pain train, baby. This is the moment, right here, right now. Bring it. Go for the hits. They go for Nubarak, and he's dead. The Tomcats in trouble. Nubarak is gone, and there are the keg plays. Top keg plays. Top shelf from Chen as he goes for the barrel, and they're taking down Whitemane. Yep, Quacknix, he is going to get that kill eventually. It's only a matter of hours against Whitemane. The pew 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 is happening, and finally with the multi-shot they are getting it. And he's not the only one that fell. Whitemane died, so did Zarya. And of course Kerrigan is not going to make it either. She can run a little bit, she can try and hide, but as you can see, Maiev is just showing no mercy. It's an easy kill. There's the barbecue as they're trying to go for Sylvanas, and she gets... No, she doesn't get away. No! A 5-man wipe, essentially. Nubarak knows that he doesn't have a chance to defend it by himself, so he doesn't even try. a 2-0 victory for Team in the semi-final, which means that they move on to the grand final, and the charming Tomcats are dropping down into the third place decider of the 5th qualifier for the X Cup Fall. GG, well played.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.